Welcome everyone to a brand new server type that I can pretty much guarantee is going to eat up a lot of your free time. And this server type is called Gemcraft Factions. It's a brand new game mode server type that we have on the mc.enderrace.com server hub, and I'm just going to show you why this game is so addicting, as well as how to play and what all the items do. When you first come in the server, you're going to be spawned in right on this little block here, I believe. And you'll see that there are some portals here, and then there's a tutorial room upstairs. So the portals are pretty simple. Basically, there's a north, south, east, and west gate. And if you walk through them, it teleports you about 5,000 blocks out from spawn. You can always get to /spawn with the /spawn command. You can also go to any of those locations through the portals, but there is no TPA or any other commands like that. So really the only way to travel around is either by running, by going through these gates, by using your 1/set home wherever you want, or by using teleport portal signs, but I'll get to that here in a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough on the tutorial. I'll let you guys come through and read all these signs on your own. Basically, it just kind of explains the server and how it works. So what it is the server revolves around this currency called mob gems. When you place a mob spawner, it will turn into a mob spawner type level 1, which is the zombie, and it will be able to hold 1 gem. And you can see this one's level 1 out of 1 gem, so this one's full. If I were to break through this and left click on that sign, then it would give me 1 gem. That's why L for left, R for right. So left click to loot it, right click to upgrade. Now there are multiple ways to get spawners. You could either go downstairs, and there's a room over here that has a sign that says buy spawner. It is $10,000 for a level 1 spawner, and if you need money, just go collect stuff and use /sell hand, and it will sell all of the items that you have in your inventory that you are currently holding in your hand. So that's how you get money, that's how you get your first spawner, and there's a second way you can get them. If you find them in the world or in other people's bases or claims, you can use one of these. This is a spawner harvester. Basically, it breaks the spawner and gives you iron bars. So I will show you that here in a second. I've got one of each of these items in here so I can show you guys how they work here in a second. But basically, there's 5 levels. Each of the 5 levels do something different. If you read them all, it basically tells you anything over level 5, it'll have a 90% failure rate, 85% over level 10, and so on. And that's how the spawner harvesters work. So you can only harvest spawners by using the spawner harvesters. If you find someone's base that has a spawner, but you can't get into it because all the land is protected with grief prevention, there are other ways to get in. You can buy block breakers or block placers. Block breakers do exactly what the name implies. It'll break the block at that location for X number of minutes, X being the number inside of the lore for the item. And if they build a sky base, you can pillar up to it by using block placers. Now the cool thing about breakers and placers is they are usable inside claimed areas that you don't own. So that means you can break into people's bases, and this is how you raid. Now, all the damage from this will get reverted. Anything that you place with the block placers will clear themselves out after the timer expires, and any blocks that get destroyed come back after the timer expires as well. And here's what it looks like. When you place a block placer, it'll turn into a red and white flashing block. And when you break a block, it'll be gone, but you can see these little sparks coming out of it telling you that that spot is a block. Now, it won't let you break any placed blocks or broken blocks while the timers are active. So once you break through, they can't just fill it right back in. The reason for this is so that people can't just break in and simply take your stuff. No, they have to work for it, which means they have to have a special item that allows them to open doors or chests inside of claimed areas. So that is where these items come in. You have chest keys 1, 2, and 3, and a door key. The door key will open a single door, and it will disappear. The chest keys have varying items as well. Basically, the first one has a 50% chance to open the chest. Chest key 2 has a 100% chance to open the chest. And chest key 3 has a 100% chance to open the chest. Or multiple chests, it might not break. And I'll show you how to get all these things here in a second. Another thing that we have are portal warp signs. It's purchasable in the shop, and you place it down and enter a specific password. Now that password is used by portal signs to teleport to that sign. So for example, if I give myself a sign and I place it down and I type portal on the top line and I type tutorial, which as you can see here, tutorial is the portal key, and I right click on this, it says it will be teleported to the destination. So that means after 15 seconds, I should be teleported to the sign. If I move, the event will be canceled and I will have to replace another sign. Now, I'm going to cancel it because it does cost $25 to port through it, so keep that in mind when you guys are teleporting. But this can be used for teleporting to bases. So if you have a shared base with your friends, you can set up one of these warp signs there, and you can place a sign no matter where you're at and teleport back to that spot. So that way, your set home can be one base, and then you could have a sign that says, you know, Vault 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can get to it with Vault 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the thing is, anybody can use these signs. So if they guess your portal key, then they can teleport to it basically as much as they want, and they can sell it, they can give it to anyone, so be really careful not to give out your keys. Okay, so let's test a few of these things out, shall we? Let's show you guys how to use some of these things. So let's start off with the chest keys. Now I've got 5 chest keys here. I've got chest keys 1, 2, and 3. And to use it, all you have to do is hold it in your hand and right click. Now these chest key 1s have a 50% failure rate. So if I click on this chest, it broke, didn't open the chest. If I click it again, broke again. If I click again, and there we go. So the 4th time it opened it up, and I'm now in the chest. It still used it up, and let's see what happens there. So really, it's 50-50, but it's all RNG, so that was obviously bad RNG. Now let's use this one here. It's a 100% chance to open, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it broke each time, but it opened the chest each time. Now let's try chest key 3. It has a possibility of not breaking. So look at that. Open it up, didn't break. Open it up again, still didn't break. Open it up again, still didn't break. So basically, it's a lot better to buy the higher up ones because they won't break. They're not as likely to break. So I'm getting some really good RNG here. I'd have to see what the exact number is. But yeah, so this is obviously your best choice. So here we can see it took what, 1 out of, it opened up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It opened it up 10 times before it broke. So let's try this again. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 out of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 out of 6. And then that one broke on the first time. And like I said, it's all random. It just depends on your luck. You could open it, obviously, like 10 times, or you could open it once and it could break. Now, I'm not going to say if there's anything in these chests here in spawn. You wouldn't think there would be, but you never know. So maybe if you get one, try opening these up. Wink, wink, hint, hint. All right, next we have the doors. So the door keys are exactly as the name implies. Even though I'm in a restricted area, I can right-click on it, and you can see that it opens and closes it. And if I click on the iron door, it opens and closes it just like a regular wooden door would open. Same thing works on the trapdoors, both wood and iron. So pretty cool. All right, so onto some fun stuff. I am currently out in front of spawn. It looks like somebody left a spawner here. So if I wanted to take it, I would not be able to break it with any tools unless I have a spawner harvester. So we'll leave that there for a second, and let me show off some of the other items here. So let's say that this was somebody's base. Obviously, we know that if they had doors around the base, we wouldn't be able to open the doors, or we would be able to open the doors with just the door key. But let's say they have it completely surrounded with walls. How would you get through there? Well, you would take one of these block breakers and just break through it. And one cool thing to note about these is when you buy them, they will be put in your inventory in stacks of 1, but if you click on them, you can group them together. And let me go into survival to show you that. So if I click on them, you can see that they stack together. So this way you can stack multiple ones up together, so if you're breaking a lot of blocks, you can do it easier. And all you have to do to use them is just click, and you can see that the blocks disappeared, and they are now sparkling. So I could use the rest of these, and each one has a different time on it. So use these wisely, because most of them are one use. The diamond ones have a chance of being more than one use. As you can see, this one here is actually breaking a lot of them. And it's, again, all RNG based on, you know, which pick is going to break when. So you can see this is now completely exposed, and we now have access to this. Now, the first picks I used have a minute cooldown, I believe. So these blocks will start replacing here after a minute. So depending on what type of raid you're doing, you have to be quick to be able to get in and out before you trap yourselves inside of the base. So now let's say we got inside this base and we want to harvest this spawner. We have different levels of spawner harvesters, and realistically all I need is one. And as you saw there, those blocks are now coming back. So we'll just grab the level 1 because this is a level 1 spawner, and now you get to start breaking them. Now, this will take a while. I think it takes about, 20 seconds or 30 seconds or something like that to actually break the spawner with this. So it's not like you can just break right in and grab it and run away. It'll actually take a little bit of time, which adds to the overall complexity that it's going to take to raid bases. Once the spawner's done breaking, it will give you the spawner drop for it. So there it is there, spawner level 1. So we have a spawner level 1. If we wanted to place it back down, you right click and you could see it turn back into a level 1 spawner, which is just awesome. So that's how to use that. And here's an example of the block placers, and I'm just going to put all these down here. And basically, as I said before, if you place them, then it puts a temporary block here that you can keep jumping up on, so you can build up to a sky base. So these blocks, like I said, will delete themselves after the timer expires, and you can use them to pillar up to a sky base, and then you can use the block breakers to break through the walls, and then you can use the spawner harvesters to harvest any spawners that you find. And this server is all about the gems. So, like I said, when you have these up, the sign will tell you how many gems you have available. You collect them by left-clicking on it, and you will be given those gems. So I actually have a base set up that I can show you guys. Let me just clean this up really quick and take my spawner back. So if I go home, then I am now in my base, and you can see that my spawner is currently level 3. I have 1 out of 3 gems, and when you right click it, it brings up this menu here, current gems. It's like the current info on the spawner. So you got max gems 3, time between gems is 20 minutes. And this is what happens when you upgrade it to level 4. New max gems is 4, time between gems is 19. So removes a minute, gives you an extra gem, and it costs 24 gems to upgrade. So right now, I only have 11 gems. And if I left click on that, you can see I got another gem. 1 gem was dropped on the ground, and now I have 12. So 12 more, and I will be able to upgrade this to level 4, which decreases the time and increases the number that it can queue up. Now, these will collect themselves, or these will build up whether you're online or offline. So you don't have to worry about being online all the time. They will collect their gems while you're offline, but once it hits its max gem count, it will stop. So if it was max gems 1 and it had 1, then that's it. You could be logged off for days and come back, and it will never have any more until you collect it. Then it will get back up to its maximum again. So it's really cool. The idea is that you will have lots of spawners, because obviously the upgrades after the first couple really just give you 1 extra gem and 1 minute off. So some of the higher level ones, I think the quickest that you can get gems is every 3 minutes. So there are 29 levels in total. Good luck though, because it will take a while. So while you're waiting for your gems to collect, you can go ahead and build different types of farms. You can make whatever types of farms you want. Everything sells for different amounts. And if you want to sell stuff, you just do /sell hand, and it will sell it. And we also have an auction plugin. So if you guys have a spawner that you want to sell, just do auction start, and then it'll tell you the info. So it's amount, price. So you could just do 1, and if I want to do 10,000, I would put it up there. It says 1, spawner level 1. It lets you put your mouse over it so you can see the lore on it to verify that it's a real spawner, and it tells you the actual type, so iron bars, and that it's a spawner level 1. So really cool, allows you to sell stuff that you raid for cash. You can take the cash to go buy more spawners. And, you know, I forgot to mention how to get to the shop menu. You type /shop. So you type /shop, it has all the items in here: door keys, chest keys, block breakers, placers, harvesters, and portal keys. And the last thing I want to show you guys is how to use portal keys. Basically, all you have to do is hold the portal key in your hand, right click, and type in the password that you want to use, and then it will create the portal warp sign there. And now if I go back to spawn, /spawn, and I go through one of these gates, let's just go to the north gate, and let's say, okay, you know what, I want to go back to my base. I forgot to set my home there, or maybe you have a home set somewhere else and you need to return to your base. You just put a sign down, put portal, as I showed you guys before, and then you type in that unique password, which mine happens to be password, and you right click it. And now after the timer expires, it will teleport me back to my base, and I will be able to teleport right there. So it's really handy. One way you could use this is if you're raiding someone, put one of those signs out front, and then you and your friends could all keep warping to that sign and continue raiding them. So it's really cool. I like it. It's an easy way to communicate or to get back and forth. If you're in the middle of a raid, you can /home to return all your goods, and you can port back to the location with a teleport sign. And if you want to get rid of it, all you have to do is break the sign. And so now if I put the sign back down, portal, and use password again, since I broke the sign, guess what? Invalid portal destination. So that's how you get rid of it, but just remember, if you break it, it's gone forever, so you just wasted 100 gems. So let me know what you guys think about this mod. We're probably going to be making a lot of changes over time. I know there's a lot of things that we're working on tweaking and bugs and, you know, fixing all that stuff. So if you find something that's broken, please let us know so we can fix it, and, you know, just bear with us as we get this thing rolled out. It's completely new. It's a really crazy way of having a faction server because it's just really risky, because if you raid, you have to carry all those items on you in your inventory. You have to carry your harvesters and all that stuff. So it's just, it's a lot scarier knowing that you're carrying thousands of gems worth of gear in your inventory. So if you get killed, you just lost all that. And one of the other cool parts I like about this server is that once you build a base like this, and you come back to it after being raided, your base will be pretty much perfect. You won't even really know they were there, other than the fact that your chests will be empty. So that will suck. Your spawners might be gone as well if they have spawner harvesters, but overall your base will just have missing items and nothing else will be destroyed. So everything will return itself to the way that it should be. And, you know, that's what I like over TNT Factions. I always hated TNT Factions when you log back in and you just see that your entire base is just a hole in the ground now. And, you know, for me, that kind of fixes that in a way that makes it fun, because, you know, even though I'm starting over, I still at least have my base and can build back up and make it stronger by maybe making the walls thicker, or, you know, even moving it if I had to. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm really excited about this server. I like it. I can't stop playing it. I hope you guys can't stop playing it as well. And if you have any questions, definitely leave it in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the server. Thanks for watching. Thanks again for watching, guys. As always, if you liked the video, make sure to click that like button. And if you want to see more, then click on that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything I'm doing. See ya.